Okay, I currently feel so tense and anxious. It feels to me like anxiety is a physical thing. It's like my nervous system just like acts of its own accord, and it doesn't matter what my mind or my heart think and feel. My body is just like hardwired to respond a certain way, and that is what anxiety is to me. And in a lot of ways, if I'm not aware of it or paying attention to it, then the bodily anxiety does affect my mind, and it makes me feel like I am doing something wrong. It makes me feel like something's wrong and that I'm not doing enough and that I'm doing the wrong thing, or I'm failing and just not living up to my own expectations of who I should be and where I should be at this moment in my life. And I'm sitting here because I just said to myself out loud, basically the progress of my life and all the places that I've been and the things that I've done and the people that I've been in relationship with, and my life is freaking insane. My life is insane. And I'm at the point now where it's like, I will tell you that my life has been insane, but I can't sum it up. I can't put it in a little short blurb for you. If you want to know anything about my life, it has to be a long form conversation, because my life has been very fucking complex and intense. Like, I literally feel like I've traveled around the universe inside of myself. The fact that I, for no reason whatsoever, can get anxious on any given day and feel like I'm not doing enough is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. If you were to just see what my life looks like, forget my past. If you were to just have an objective glimpse of my life right now, if you were to see where I live, if you were to see the things that I have, if you were to see my relationship with my friends, my family, my boyfriend, like if you were to see all of that from an outside point of view, if you were to look at me and my relationship I have with myself and the things that I spend my time doing, if you were to see my life like that, you would probably think that I have a fucking amazing life, because I do. My life is amazing because I have been really trying to figure out what it is that I want for myself and for my life. And after undergoing that process and discovering something that I want, and not in a selfish way, but in a true, honest, like valuable way, something that I really want with my life or with myself. And I look inward and I discover what that is, and then I try to find it in the world, and I try and aim at it, and I try and bring it into myself, and I try and create experiences and make choices that lead me closer to that thing. And I've done that for years now, and I find myself here in a very, very beautiful life. I watched this video on anxiety not that long ago, and I should rewatch it because I remember it saying something about your anxiety coming from a stressing over decisions, because there are so many opportunities and there are so many things that you could do with any moment of your life, and the anxiety comes from trying to decide what the fuck you're supposed to do, and that is very relatable to me. So I've gathered a few ways to navigate this. One of them being mentally envisioning the future and writing it down and practically thinking about how I could possibly get from point A to point B. That's part of it. There's a part of it that also involves completely letting go of any desire in a small moment. If I have to make a choice between doing this or this, and it really doesn't matter what I do, and I would be equally happy and it would be equally beneficial to do either choice, I have a method where I just let something else decide for me, and then I just do what it says. And it's like, that is beautiful, because it's like I'm letting the universe decide which path I should take. Like, that has proved to be so beneficial, and I need to do that more, to be honest. Another factor to this whole ordeal is that I often feel anxious until I smoke marijuana. And okay, when I'm sober, my anxiety doesn't feel as intense. And let me just explain this for a second. But when I'm sober, my anxiety feels like a dullness almost. It's like I'm just lifeless. It's like I don't know where to put my energy. I feel stagnant. I feel stuck. And I can't really get out of that place. This isn't all the time, but if I'm in that anxious state and then I smoke weed, then my anxiety gets like super intense and like it's in my body and it's like it's hard to breathe. I'm like literally like walking around. If I don't sit and just let this move through me and I keep moving around being like, oh, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Then that is the real anxiety, because it's like I'm high and I'm like fixated on what I should do, but I'm paralyzed because I don't know what to do. And then I'm just like, woo, like freaked out. And so often when I'm in that state, I sit the fuck down and I do this. I figure out what is going on and I just let the anxiety go. And then I realize, hey, I'm actually in a really fucking great spot in my life. There's nothing to be anxious about, that's for sure. So it's just frustrating that even though I know that there's no reason to ever be anxious or worried or afraid of anything, my body still is like stuck in that. It's like, it's not even me. It's like a part of my karma or a part of my body that just like is like stuck in the past. And it's like acting in a different way than I desire it to. And I also feel like I need a better relationship with my sober mind, because when I'm high, like I seriously feel so much more real. I feel so much more real. And it's a shame because, well, for many reasons, it's a shame, but I think there's a way for me to train my body and my nervous system to respond to life differently. And I think if I have any kind of change in my body and my nervous system when I'm sober, I won't have them working against me. And I'll be able to hopefully tap into myself. Like myself when I'm high feels so different than my sober self. Like I don't have this connection when I'm sober. I don't understand why. And I want to be able to get there. I want to just be able to sit down and breathe and think about my life for a second when I'm sober and get to this place of like everything is amazing and there's no need to fear because I'm surrounded in love and light. Like, how do I get to that place in every moment of time? So, I really never know how to end these because I don't even know what they are. But, yeah. Oh, my body, like seriously, I do feel like my body is crying out for attention. Like, my muscles, like the way that I move my body and the things that I eat. It's like, how long have we been told that those things matter? There's a reason that they matter. They don't just matter to keep you healthy and make you live longer. Like, yeah, that's a big part of it that we should be concerned about, because the healthier you are, the happier you are. The more energy you have, the more you feel alive. The healthier you are, the more you feel alive. That's good. Anyways, if I feel like my body is the thing that is giving me anxiety, then maybe I should really take my body seriously, because my body is also always sore. Like, my body has a lot of, at this point, like long-term issues, and I just have a lot of things in my body that are not high functioning, and I can still survive beautifully. But compared to what my body could be, my throat, my neck, my ears, my shoulders, this whole area is like, there's just a lot of shit going on in this area of my body. And then my lower back, I also have some stomach stuff. Like, my body is quite clearly trying to send me many messages, and I just am ignoring it for, like, I'm prioritizing things that really matter, like my soul. But my body is an equal part of my existence, and I really need to be taking that seriously. Coming at this from a new place. It's not about discipline. It's not about saying I should do this. Should. It's not about I should. It's about going deeper into yourself and coming up at it and being like, okay, this matters at a very core level. So the more I can deepen into this, the more I can deepen into this. But if you're coming at it from the top, you're just like, you're up here. You're at the top. going down all of these things. You're floating up here. You don't have anything you're really holding on to, and you're just kind of like bleh and bleh and bleh, like freaking whack-a-mole. But if you can submerge into yourself and get down into those waters, then you start to see the actual true base of everything and how it's connected. And then it kind of bubbles up in one area and it bubbles up in one area, but it always comes back down, where when you're up here, it's like, it's very mental, and it's like trying to piece together little pieces of things that you can never actually comprehend. But if you come down here, this is where the truth really lies. All of the truth is down here. And when it surfaces up, your mind can then attach to it and understand it, but it understands it at core level. That is a concept worth diving into. Wow. That was an image that I got in my mind that I actually feel is extremely beneficial for explaining a very, very fucking complex idea. And I got that image over time because of a dream that I had. And in the dream, I came at something from the bottom instead of the top. I didn't think much of it for months. And then I think I read the dream again a couple months ago. And then over the last 2 months, that idea of coming at something from the bottom and seeing a situation or an idea or something from the bottom rather than the top. And I think I saw it yesterday or somewhere recently. I also saw that idea pop up somewhere. And now, in thinking about shit as I always do, that idea has finally like expanded itself into an analogy or an image or whatever you want to call it that makes something complicated make sense. And I don't know, it's just interesting. There's a lot of things like that happen where like I'll be high or someone will say something and I'll write it down and be like, this phrase or this word or the way that words are phrased together. It's like words are not just single things. Words are, I don't know what words are. Words are really amazing things. A word is like taking a sphere full of meaning and labeling it with one word. But like the word doesn't just mean one of those things. The word is the whole sphere. The word is everything that is inside of it, which is why in every language there's different words for different things because they're not directly translatable. So when you have certain words grouped together, especially if they're like really abstract or nuanced, or if you have a bunch of like really core words that are grouped together. Like there are some words like cat. Like cat doesn't just mean a feline animal. It does, but there are other things associated with that word. But there's a difference between the word cat and the word beauty or love or truth or light. Like there are really fucking heavy, deep, dense, eternal words. And those words, when you group them together into an idea, especially if it's just like a single thought or like 2 words or like, I just feel like there's so much power and potential in words and ideas. Words are just the thing that we have invented to speak what these spheres are, but those spheres are never, like you can't speak them all. You can't. It's just not possible. They're from underneath, like they are part of this world and the words are up here. But you can never wordify. You can never explain all of this. You can't. You can explain it in a way that makes you understand it. And you can feel it and experience it in a way that makes you understand all of it. Like there never needs to be a doubt or a lack in that. But if you only try and explain it with words, if you only try and use your mind to understand, you can't, because there is a wall that you can't get behind. You have to go underneath. You have to go in.